Radio Hereford FC, the only station with full match commentaries of the Bulls. Every game, every week.
Hello and welcome to We're Going Down the Pub with me, Frank Williams, and for the 11th time. It's not all this season because we did the Salisbury game last season, but we're rattling them up now.
It is.
It's what comes of having 8 successive away Saturdays, having to do all these ground guides. But this one should be relatively straightforward.
Well, that's right.
Because it's Salisbury.
Yeah, exactly. And at this point, I better mention that, put that pen away because we will be able to put information in the Slimbridge programme. But also be aware that clubs sort of, not panic, but shall we say change their arrangements late on when we're in town. So, check with Bulls News. It happened with TV, really. TV told our volunteer certain arrangements, and then it appears later on that they've had a change of plan and using different arrangements.
That's right, because I sent Tiverton the audio guide for the match, and they said, "Oh, very nice, great listen." But there's some inaccuracies over parking arrangements. Well, the parking arrangements were the ones that we were told
at the time,
which they've now changed because they've suddenly thought, "Hello, there's a few coming."
Yeah.
But that's okay.
It happens,
It
happens.
They're a good club, but they're a great club and whatever.
Yeah.
But
we do what we can. We what the information we have at the time.
Absolutely.
But there you go.
We try and give you accurate information with a little bit of banter thrown in, but it is subject to change. We've got no control over what clubs do when we visit them, but we know a little bit about Salisbury because we've been through this once before.
It's getting a little almost tedious, isn't it? I mean, this is the third time we've been in 5 years. We're not used to this.
Those who don't remember, of course, we played them away in our last season
in the conference.
And that was rather disastrous.
We got turned over 4-1 in front of a live audience of presumably one man and his dog, on the Thursday night.
Yes, was that on BT?
I think it was. Yeah.
On a Thursday night.
Yeah, which is never good. You can imagine. No. And of course, we went last season, and we're never going to forget last season.
Whenever I talk to you about Salisbury, you call them Sainsbury.
I do. I know it's
Sainsbury.
It's terribly unprofessional. There is a story there. The first time I ever saw them was at Hensford in the Step 4 playoff final, and they're wearing bright orange, and it's so similar to the supermarket colours, and it, just linked the two. And ever since then, I just keep slipping into Sainsbury's. It ain't meant disrespectfully, but
it's easier than calling them Floors to Go, which would have been the other thing you could have called them with that colour.
Indeed, that's right. Well, it's just word association football, as Ronnie Barker used to say. Linking with the two. So rather like Tonbridge. They're also unbeaten in the league, but admittedly that's only unbeaten at home in the league. Gloucester went there in the FA Cup the other week and beat them. I think it was 2-1.
Yeah. Which, in fairness, is not a bad result
they're step 2, aren't they?
For Salisbury, you've got me at it. Okay. I'm going to call them Floors to Go. I'm sorry, it's just easier. No, it's not a bad result because Gloucester are a step above again.
Yeah, I mean they've had it easy. They've had all 3 home ties in the FA Cup. They've only had 3 away games, muttering darkly. And 2 of those were local, so supporters have had it really easy.
That's right.
Just too easy, really.
Because they lost at Winchester. The second game,
they did.
Midweek one, 4-2, wasn't it?
4-2, that was quite personal for Winchester, I think.
Yes.
And they also lost at Taunton, so that but they've improved greatly.
Those who remember the Vars semi-finals last year, so far we've got to remember about Salisbury is although we're in the same league as them, we've only ever played them in cup matches.
Yeah, it's true.
Since the reformation of the club.
And there's another cup match coming up here.
But those who remember last season, they have a a bit of a turnover of players.
Yeah, a lot of players have gone. It's in Winchester acquired most of them one way or another. And they've taken the time to settle, this season. That's presumably why they lost some away games early on. Seem to have a far bigger squad than us. They've got 4 loanees from higher league clubs to bolster the ranks, and one of them, Tommy Wright, who's on loan from Sutton United, who I believe are National League now. Top scoring with 9 so far.
You see, this business of loan players, okay. It's almost sort of buying your way out of a league. I mean, Graham Turner was often criticised of this.
Yeah, half a team of them,
Have a team of them, and I mean really good quality, as it has been proven since Gary Hooper and so on.
Oh, super Gary Hooper,
absolutely be able to step up, at great levels from us. But in the long run, I'm not certain that this loan system does clubs a lot of favours. All right, it helps the individual players because it gives them experience of first team football on a regular basis, which they can't get their parent club because of the strength of those parent clubs, which is great. So when they return to their parent club, they're more of a finished article. But how does it help the clubs that they're playing for week in, week out as a loanee?
Well, it's a continuity issue, isn't
Absolutely.
it, really?
Yeah, I like Peter Beadle's attitude. I mean, so far we haven't, apart from Adam Page, which was a long-term, a season-long loan deal, and I think it would have continued into this season as well. We haven't turned to that loan market. We've taken players who want to come and play for the shirt, and for me,
that's a better way of doing it if you can.
I hope we can continue. Okay, you're going to take in maybe short-term loans sometimes to cover problems that you've got while you're building your squad, but to actually have 4 in.
No.
And I mean, if you're going to be playing them every week, I mean, only 7 of your team are going to be contracted to you. How that helps the long-term development of the club, I don't know.
That's
something we'll have to ask.
Problem, isn't it? Really,
we'll have to ask Steve Claridge.
Yeah. Well, one of their long-term players, if I can use that expression, is their rather large defender, Steve Walker.
He's a big lad.
He's a very he was a big lad. I'm not
6'2".
Well, he's still there, but he's rather more low profile now. I mean, possibly it's because of all those bookings he got last year. He got 15 bookings, so 3 suspensions. So clearly they're going for a more low profile thing now. According to the website, he's only 5'6". So he's shrunk. I guess he doesn't. He gets far fewer bookings now as a result of that.
Who does their website?
I have no idea.
No, I just wondered.
No. Well, we just point that out to you.
He's certainly short on detail.
Yeah, indeed. Ground, well, I think I guess most of us probably familiar with the ground, really. I mean, I did ask the club about segregation and whether we can go in their bar this time, because we couldn't last time, but at the point of recording this, they hadn't made the mind up, so it's one of those...
Did we have a bar last time? I can't remember.
I think we were promised a separate one, but I don't remember it, shall we say. We seem to have a huge Aberdeen Angus steak wagon.
Yeah.
But I don't remember a bar as such. I think, I know that we got one in the end. But, for me, the turnout is going to be small.
Well, it's going to be smaller.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, their gates are what, 700-800, aren't they? That's what they're hovering around.
Yes, that's right. I mean, if they get 1,000, they'd be doing well.
Yeah.
So really, do they need segregation?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Reg is not running a coach.
No, he's not.
Because he's still on holiday.
Yeah.
We don't know at the time of this recording what the club intend to do. We know that they've laid one on for the FA Cup match the week before this.
Which is
whether
frankly,
they choose to do the same again next week, I really don't know. The club will probably wait to see what the
take up is on the sexy FA Cup game.
Yeah, exactly, of the Tunbridge one, and then take a decision probably on Monday or so. The nice thing is we have a home match next Tuesday night.
Home match?
I know.
You sure?
Yes, we do. Well, because we don't do Grand Guys for home matches. We have a home match next Tuesday. So presumably, if the club make arrangements for travel before then, there might be an opportunity for people on Tuesday to be able to get there.
I don't think we're allowed home matches anymore.
No, well, you think it's against the league rules? But no, I mean, let's face it, we've lost our home matches to away cup draws, and there's nothing you can do about that. It's full luck of the draw.
Not a lot of luck, though, is it?
Well, Sainsbury's have had their...
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's catching.
Forced to go have had their luck of the draws because they only get drawn at home.
Yeah, they do.
We only get drawn away.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Ray Mac, as they keep telling us, it's a modern, purpose-built ground. Though, so not going to be a problem with capacity or sight lines. Nothing to worry about really.
And they've got executive boxes.
They've got 5 executive boxes.
And they can't get rid of them.
No, since July on their website they've been plugging this game week after week after week.
This particular game?
This particular taken out of their menu and put separately.
Right.
You know, FA Trophy game against Hereford. But they've sold 3, I think they've still got 2 left.
Oh, could be an opportunity for some of our guys to get a deal here.
It's not a bad deal really. It's £300 for 12 people.
Yeah.
Which includes a 2-course meal, free drink, programme, best seats in the house, and apparently your own waitress.
Can you take her home with you afterwards?
I imagine you can. It's clearly part of the deal.
That would be interesting. Yeah.
So but seriously, that if there is 12 of you,
12. Well,
it's not bad. It works out about £25 a head, which
it's not bad, including a meal.
If you're having a meal,
program,
it comes in pretty much similar, isn't it?
Obviously, it's a ticket in as well, and a box to watch the game from.
Check their website.
Check the website.
Worth a go.
Get in there.
Pleased to say parking isn't going to be a problem. We'll get signposted to a local field, and I do wonder whether the signage will be in Welsh last time.
Yes, it was in Welsh.
Yeah, it's clearly passes some kind of humour in South Wiltshire.
They thought it was humorous.
Yeah, indeed.
You've got an idea,
I've got an idea, absolutely. Well, I just think when they come to us in the league game, whether we can actually signage in French.
What a good idea.
Yeah, I'm sure they can manage with that, couldn't they?
They're about as near to France as we are to Wales, aren't they?
Exactly. So there you go. Okay. The ground admission price is pretty much what you'd expect. £9 for adults, that's the ground admission, and £6 for seniors and students if you've got the ID. Otherwise, it's £2 for under 16s and free for under 5s. If you want a seat, it costs you £1 more.
A seat for the under 5, you mean?
Seats for everybody, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Yeah, I presume the under 5s will be free.
Are they the type that you can take home with you and strap them in your car?
Why not? Why a car seat? Yeah,
exactly.
I'm sure they sell them in Sainsbury.
Travel. It's
theoretically it's only 100 miles, but hey, you try it. It's really, really hard work. It is. It's those last 50 miles or so.
Well, I've always described us as being stuck at the end of a 50-mile long cul-de-sac.
Yes.
Salisbury is not quite as bad as that. It's a 30-mile long
Feels
cul-de-sac.
like it,
but it's a 30-mile long cul-de-sac with traffic.
Yeah, with narrow roads. So you're looking at 3 hours minimum, really, if you're driving it, as no doubt will be. Yeah. Train, you can do it by train, but you need a degree of patience because it's actually slower than driving. You're looking at probably 4 hours each way from the Shire, and then of course you're in the town centre, and the ground isn't in the town centre, it's in the village of Old Sarum, so you need a bus or a taxi, so you've got to be keen.
Okay.
But then again, we don't know what the coach situation is, so you may need to go by train if you haven't got a car, so see what happens on that one.
Refreshments,
well, we're still waiting to see whether we get the club bar. Otherwise, within walking distance, well, not even probably walking distance, some people, there isn't a great deal of choice. People remember the Old Fort, which is the local harvester. It's about a mile away.
No real ale, though.
No real ale, and it's just standard harvester stuff,
I expect they'll have the usual Suffolk cider again.
Oh, gosh, bring it on. Suffolk cider, you can't beat it, can you?
Yes.
Well, you can beat it, actually.
The short answer. Yes. Actually, the long answer is yes.
You can.
Yeah.
One tip that I meant to do myself last time, I never actually found it, which is probably a recommendation. It's the old Sarum airfield. If you're coming to Salisbury from our direction, it's not signposted. It's only signposted once you get into the village, which is a bit of a nuisance. But if you can get in there, they've got the Skies Cafe, which serves homemade food.
Very good. The Skies. How
Skies,
original for an airfield cafe.
I know. I don't know whether the signs are being Welsh, but there you go. But they're serving.
I don't know what Welsh for Sky is.
No, I wouldn't either, not being Welsh, but
Sky Boyo.
Yeah, Sky Boyo. Yeah. And they do serve beer and cider. So, I mean, I really like the cafe at Shobdon Airfield. So if it's anywhere near as good as that, then it'd be worth
Well, as long as it's not near Shobdon Airfield, we'll be all right. a bit of a trek, isn't it? Have your breakfast at Shobdon, and then go into Salisbury for the game.
Well, maybe you can fly down if you've got your plane handy. But there you go. I mean, those basically are choices. Otherwise, you need to schlep into the town centre, which is a couple of miles away.
Yes, it's out of town club, isn't
It's
it?
very out of town. Yeah. So there you go, guys.
Well, that's an update from.
Might see you there.
Well, yes, we might indeed. Well, we hope so.
Yeah.
Join us again for our next away ground. Hopefully, we won't have
exciting
an
episode.
away ground guide for a little while. We might get some home games in before we speak to you again. But I hope you've enjoyed listening. From me and Simon, thanks very much. Bye.
This is Radio Hereford FC, the home of the Bulls. Match Day Live.